Sometimes it's difficult to recognize genius, even when you are in its presence. But a long time ago, my wife and I were in New Orleans, walking along the waterfront looking like a couple of tourists. And I hear this guy say, "Dang, those are some nice shoes." And my wife and I turn, and there's this guy looking at my feet. And he says, "Yeah, I want to get some just like those. Where'd you get those shoes?" And while I was sort of trying to remember, he says, "Oh, wait, I know where you got those." And this was before Zappos or Amazon. And I said, "No, I don't think so. I'm from out of town." And he says, "No, I know where you got those." And I said, "No, I don't think so." And he says, "I'll bet you $5 I can tell you where you got those shoes." Now, the guy was slightly down at the heels, so my wife knows it's a con, and so do I. But, we're on vacation. I'm thinking, is it worth $5 to hear the punchline to this? And so I say, "Yeah, okay." And he says, "You bet me $5? And I say, "Yeah." And he says, "You got those shoes on the end of your feet." Oh, okay. Yep. So I start to pull my wallet out, and my wife says, "You're not going to pay him." And the wallet hits the top of the parabola, and it starts to sink back into my pocket. And the guy says, "It's cool, man. A lot of fellas let their women tell them what to do." So I paid him. He was a genius. With nothing but his wits, he had separated me from my money, and I was weirdly happy about it. I mean, it was like a magic trick and part Broadway show. He was a talent, so $10 was a bargain. Yeah, I know the bet was for $5, but all I had was a 10. What was I going to do, ask him for change? You do not ask Rembrandt for change. Besides, I wrote it off as an educational expense anyway, so it was more like 6. I'm rationalizing, aren't I?